Hello everyone. Today we are discussing about demand forecasting. What is demand and what is forecasting? Demand, as you know, what is demand? It is the desire to buy a product, and at the same time you are having the ability to buy the product. That means you have the money to buy the product is known as demand. And what is forecasting? Forecasting means to forecast before, to preview it beforehand how the demand will work. Now, meaning of demand forecasting, you can see demand means estimating or anticipating future demand on the basis of the past data. That means whenever you are forecasting something, we are estimating something for the future. The past record or the past data are important to know what can be your demand in the future for a certain goods. Forecasting simply refers to estimating or anticipating future events. Whenever you forecast something, like it is like viewing beforehand what you are going to do in the future. You are anticipating, you are estimating the future. That is how the demand is going to work. Forecasting simply means estimating or anticipating future events. It is an attempt to foresee the future by examining the past. So how you can estimate the future? What will be the demand of the product? What will be the supply of the product? So for that reason, you need to know the past record. Past data means past record you should have, so that you can make a estimation or make a plan to see how the future demand will look like. Now, what are the objectives of demand forecasting? There are 7 objectives I have given for you. So these are the objectives. First is to help in preparing suitable sales and production policies. Now, whenever you are making any kind of policies, what rules and policies the production and sales have to follow. So it helps in making this kind of policies. That means how much sales should be there, how much production of goods should be there. The detailed view have to be done with the help of demand forecasting. To help in ensuring a regular supply of raw materials. Now, to ensure a regular supply of raw materials means whenever you are producing something, whenever production is there in the future, you need to see that the supply of raw materials is enough to make the production in the future. So it helps in regular supply of raw materials, to see that the supply of raw materials are there so that production can take place in the future without any barrier. Next is to reduce the cost of purchase and avoid unnecessary purchase. Now, whenever you are purchasing something for the production of goods, the cost should be taken. Whenever you are purchasing goods, the cost of the production, the cost of purchase should be less. And any unnecessary purchases, whenever you are purchasing something, you should not purchase unnecessarily. Like you should not buy over, or it should not be so less. Why? Because if you are keeping unnecessary purchases, it will just be a waste for the people. Now, cost of purchase and unnecessary purchase, it helps in reducing it through the help of demand forecasting. To ensure best utilization of machines. Now, best utilization of machines can be done only when you are estimating beforehand that what machines to be utilized for what kind of productions. So through demand forecasting, it is giving the idea to the managers how to utilize their machines for the production of goods in the future. Next is to make arrangement for skilled and unskilled workers so that suitable labor force may be maintained. Now, what is skilled and unskilled workers? Skilled means who are very much well known what work he is doing. Unskilled means those who are not very much experienced what they are going to do. So you are making an arrangement for those people. Skilled people you are dividing in a different group, and unskilled workers or laborers you are keeping in a different group, so that you will know which skilled people, how much work can be done and how much work to be given to them, what job to be given to them, so that the production will not stop. And unskilled workers, what work should be given, work should be assigned to the unskilled workers, it can be differentiated with the help of demand forecasting. Next is to help in determination of a suitable price policy. Now, whenever you are seeing in demand, we always talk about price, right? So when we are talking about price, there should be a policy, there should be a rule. We cannot just say that price, we can fix it as we want. We have to have certain rules and regulations and policies which will determine the suitable price of the product in the future. So through demand forecasting, like what should be the price of the product, it will depend on so many things, like what is the supply, how much was the cost of the raw materials when you purchase the product, how much wages you are giving to the workers, how much you are spending in machines, how much cost you have bared in the past. So all these factors will be used for determining the price. So for that reason, demand forecasting is useful, because when you are deciding what should be the price of a product, it is very much needed that all the cost which you have bared, which is there in production, it have to be given in the price. So for determining the suitable price policy, demand forecasting is useful. And the last one is to determine financial requirement. Financial requirement means how much finance is required in the production of the goods. So these are all the objectives of demand forecasting. It helps, first is it helps in suitable sales and production policies. What should be the sale, what should be the production in the future. We should see the regular supply of raw materials, whether the raw materials are available for the production in the future. And to reduce the cost of purchase and avoid unnecessary purchase, there should not be any over purchase or under purchase of raw materials. Whenever we are using machines, it should be utilized to the fullest, what machines to be used, and the skilled and unskilled workers have to be differentiated so that the jobs to be performed by the skilled and unskilled workers can be differentiated and maintained. It helps in determining the suitable price policy. Whatever the price have to be fixed for the product, it will depend on all these criteria. And how much financial requirement, how much finance will be required for the production of the goods, and to make the price of the goods, determine the price of the goods, demand forecasting will be useful. The next we'll go for methods of demand forecasting for established product. That means which is already established, which is already produced. Established products means which are already produced. For that, what kind of methods are used for demand forecasting? The first method is survey method. What is survey method? Survey method means you go on a survey and collect information about the future plans of potential consumers. Like if you make a product, you go and ask the people, you do a certain survey, you ask the consumers whether they will like to buy that goods which you have produced or not. And if they want to buy the goods, in how much price, whether they will like the goods or no, or whether the price should be low or high, all this survey you will do by collecting information from the consumers. This is called survey method. You are going to do a survey where you will collect the information from the people that whether the goods will be purchased in the future or not. So what are the important survey methods used? They are consumer interview method. They just interview the consumer and they ask about the goods which they are planning to buy in the future. Collective opinion or sales force opinion method. In this, they give a collective information. That means they are grouping some people and then they collect information. They collect their opinion of the people, whether they are planning to buy the products or not. Experts opinion method. Experts opinion is when they take the help of some experts to give their opinion on the products. Consumers clinic, it's a kind of place where consumers are joined together and they give the information. And use method, what will be the uses of the product when the consumer buy that product. So what is survey method? Survey method is they just go in a survey and they collect information from the consumers whether what they like, what they don't like, what should be the price of the product, what should be the future plans for the purchase of those products. And these are just the methods. No need to go so much in detail about this. You can just go the main method, that is your survey method. These are just the types of survey methods. Next method is statistical method. Now statistical method is the fact method. That means they are giving some information which you are putting in a statistics, that is tabular form, whether how to compare and get the accurate results of the informations given by the consumers. Now statistical methods use the past data as a guide for knowing the level of future demand. They use always, whenever you are thinking about the future demand, you are forecasting the demand of the future, then always the past record have to be there in this statistical method. In survey method, you are directly going and getting the information, right? But in statistical method, you need to have some data, you need to have some record, so that you know what will be the future demand of a particular product. It is generally used for a long run forecasting. So for a long run, for a longer period of time, if you want to get some information for the demand of a product, then we make use of statistical method. So what are the statistical method includes? They are trend projection method, regression and correlation, extrapolation method, simultaneous equation method, and barometric method. So all these methods you might have learned in your statistics subject when you were learning that, but for now you don't have to know all these methods in detail. You need to know this statistical method, what are the statistical method, and in briefly just know what is the statistical methods include. These are the types of statistical method which are included in statistical method. So these two methods, that is the survey method and the statistical methods, are the method of demand forecasting for the established product. What is established product? Which are already produced. So those products are the established products, and we use only two methods of demand forecasting, that is your survey method and statistical method. Next is methods of demand forecasting for new products. When you want to make new products, and then what will be the method for demand forecasting? Let's see. First is evolutionary approach. Now evolutionary approach means when you are comparing your new product with your old product. Okay, the demand is forecasted on the basis of the demand of the old product. Now here one example I have given. The demand for black and white TV should be taken into consideration while forecasting the demand for a color TV sets, because the later, that is color TV, is an improvement of the former. Former means the black and white TV. Now when you are using this evolutionary approach, you see that through the example, let me explain. The demand previously, the demand for black and white TV was there. So how much demand was there for the black and white TV? You should know the data. You should have the data, that is the records, that how much, when the product, the black and white TV was produced, then how much demand was there for the black and white TV. Now, and as now the new product is color TV. Instead of black and white TV, now you are producing color TV. Then in that case, what will be the demand of this color TV? Previously, demand for black and white TV, you have to take a record, and then you have to compare how much the demand for color TV will be there, because the color TV is an improvement. It is an improvement over the black and white TV. So this is called evolutionary approach. Evolutionary approach means when a new product is compared with the old products because it has made some kind of improvement. Next is substitute approach. Now what is the substitute approach? Substitute approach, I have told you what is the meaning of substitute approach, means which you can substitute for each other, like tea and coffee. I have given you the example previously, but for this example let me give you another example, that is polythene bag for cloth bag. Now polythene bags are mostly banned nowadays, right? So instead of polythene bags we are using cloth bags. Now you have to see whether the demand for the new product. What is the new product here? There is a cloth bag, right? Or paper bags, you can say paper bags or cloth bags. Whether the demand of cloth bags or paper bags are more than the polythene bags. So this is the substitute. This is a substitute. That means instead of using polythene bags, we are using cloth bags. We are producing a new product, that is cloth bags or paper bags. So we have to see whether if we substitute the polythene bag with a cloth bag or paper bags, what will be the demand for that goods. That is known as substitute approach. Next is growth curve approach. Now what is this growth curve approach? Under this method, the growth rate of demand of a new product is estimated on the basis of the growth rate of demand of an existing product. Now existing product and new product. Again, when the new product is introduced, new product is made, and you have to see what was the growth of the existing product previously. What was the growth of the existing product? Now here one example is there, one soap, Pears soap. You might have heard about Pears soap, or you can take any other example of any soap. Pears soap is in use and new cosmetic is to be introduced in the market. Now you are using Pears soap and one new cosmetic product have to be introduced in the market. New cosmetic product, this is the new product you want to introduce in the market. In this case, the average sale of Pears soap will give an idea as to how the new cosmetic will be accepted by the consumers. Now you have to compare again the two things, that is the soap and the cosmetic. Here growth curve approach, in this one you have to see how much demand was there for the Pears soap when it was introduced in the market, and now you will compare that with the new cosmetic product which you will introduce in the market. So you have to compare these two products, how the demand was taking place when the Pears soap was introduced in the market and now when the new cosmetic will be introduced in the market. You need to see the growth curve. Growth curve means how the demand of the soap was increased or decreased. You have to see that how the curve was growing, whether it was growing positively or negatively, you have to see, and then you will make the decision of the new cosmetic to introduce in the market. So this is first is evolutionary approach. You are comparing the new product with the old product, same kind of criteria, that is black and white TV and color TV. Substitute, that means for one product you are substituting with some other product like polythene bag for cloth bags or paper bags. Growth curve approach is what existing new product with an estimated growth of existing product. You have to check it. Next is opinion poll approach. What is opinion? Opinion means giving certain kind of opinion from your side. Now what is this? Under this method, the demand for a new product is estimated on the basis of information collected from direct interviews with the consumers. That is the survey what you have done before in the established products. Now opinion is opinion poll. You are giving, here they will directly do interviews with the consumers, that whether you are liking the new product or not, what kind of utility it is giving to you, whether it is good for use or not. So they are taking direct interviews from the consumers in the opinion poll approach, whether the new product is good or whether the new product is not good. It depends on the opinion of the consumers. Next is sales experience approach. What is sales experience? Sales experience means how much you are experienced by selling those products. Your experience will say that when you are producing a new product, how you are going to sell that or how you are going to sell that product. So for selling any kind of product in the market, you need to have certain kind of information like sample market. You give some sample to the consumer and use it and let them use it and then see whether they like the product or not. That is one sample market. Direct mail, like you are producing one product and you are directly coming in the market and then you are showing it in the departmental shop or multiple shop, and then from that shop the consumers are buying those goods, and then you can see whether the new product which you have produced is good for sale or not. What the demand for the whole market, you can find it out. How you can find it out? Through sample. You give some sample to the consumers and then they use it, and then if they like it, they will buy the product. Next is vicarious approach. Vicarious means with the experiment, with the experience of a person, how it is going to work. Now whenever the producers are producing some goods, new goods, with the experience, with their experience they can see that what will be the consumer's reaction and how the consumers will react to the new products. So these are called vicarious approach. That means you are already experienced that how the consumers are going to react if you are producing a new product. The dealers are able to know as to how the consumer will accept the product. On the basis of their reports, demand can be estimated. So in the vicarious approach, the dealers, whoever are dealing with the new products, they can say it very clearly through their experience, whether the consumer will like the product or they will not like the product. If they like the product or they don't like the product, they still make a report and estimate it. That is, they make a forecast of the demand, whether the new product is liked by the consumer or not. So these were all the methods of demand forecasting for a new product.